Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly general reading. So this reading is from the 8th of April to the 14th of April, and I've done a different layout this week. So what I originally planned was like my original tarot deck, the psychic tarot deck, and the energy, and maybe having a bottom card each. But when I looked at the bottom of the psychic tarot deck, I could not pull these cards, so I've added them to the deck as well. So welcome back energy cards. I just felt a little connection to them today. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So just introducing the cards, we have Nine of Air, then we have this card again, and I'm pretty sure we had Nine of Air last week too, pretty sure, but we have the Mentor card again. I like to call it the Mentor card. It's traditionally the Hierophant in the traditional tarot deck, but we had that one last week, so this energy is still around for us. And with the energy card, we have the Happy Family card, which is, yay, so exciting. And using these as kind of like clarifiers, so we have the solar plexus, we have financial and material changes, and also we have rejoice and celebration. So very interesting this week. I feel like I keep repeating myself here, but I feel like there's another moment with us because we've been presented. I really feel strongly that this mentor is in your life, like currently, right now. But I feel like some of us, like as I said last week, some of us have taken the hand of this mentor, gone to class, learning off them. I feel like we have to almost, it's either we've gone into a new field and we have to start from scratch, from the bottom, and learn it all again, like we're going on a completely different path, or whatever field we are currently in, we need to increase our knowledge in it. And I feel like either way with it, we don't want to do this for some reason. I feel like we've almost gone into ego mode and just like, oh, but I've learned enough, I've done enough, like haven't I learned enough already? Like I've gone through breakdown after breakdown, I've learned, I've bled, I've put blood, sweat and tears into this, and I have to learn again. I feel like it's that sort of energy, and I feel like that's where this Nine of Air comes in, because it does actually predict, your self-fulfilling prophecies, the stories you're telling yourself are all a negative outcome. You're finding every reason not to do this, and you're not looking at what you can learn from it. And I feel like at the end of the day though, you may be saying like, I've learned enough, I've done enough, I don't need to relearn, I don't need to go into this new chapter, this new field. It should all just be here right now. And at the core of it, what I feel is, because we've got the solar plexus card here, the core of it is you're questioning your ability to do this. You're fearing that either if you're stepping on into a completely new area of study, that you may not be as successful in this field as you were in the field before. You hit a certain level of success in the field before, but you didn't hit the reach that you wanted to. And now taking on this new risk here, this new field, you're questioning whether or not you can succeed. Or if you are relearning and you want to rise to another level, it's you questioning whether or not you are smart enough and confident enough in your ability to be able to take on more than you already have. But the thing is, what they've done here is, since this path has been presented to you, they've given you someone, something to help you through it. It's either, like I said, a mentor, a teacher. It could be another student in the class you've actually gone into. They could be a mentor. I know I had that when I was in year 9 and 10. The only reason why I passed year 9 and 10 maths was because of this girl, Kirsten. The teachers were not great, and she ended up teaching me. She understood what they were saying, and then she would teach me in class. So even though the teacher in the class may, traditionally be your mentor, and maybe another student in the class, or it could be just someone else in that field that could be saying like, hey, I've been through this, I can give you a hand with this next chapter of your life. But as well as you're questioning your confidence and all that, your solar plexus here, which is located between your navel and your rib cage, this is a source of area of emotion, but it's also your source of vitality and confidence. It's where you feel everything. I feel like it's like your gut feeling kind of area. But this is what you need to get in touch with in order to succeed in this. And it's going to give you the boost you need to actually go for it and give you the confidence. So I would suggest in your meditations or whatever you do to refuel yourself and look after yourself, whatever that self-care routine is for you. Focus on this chakra, as this is what's going to propel you forward. This is the energy that keeps you going when you feel like you got nothing left. So focus on your solar plexus, because I feel like that's going to help. But also take note of what thoughts you have on this. If you are thinking negative outcomes of this new path presented to you, I feel like this was a surprise. I feel like this new path here, or this next step up, it came as a shock. It came left of field, and that's why we're kind of questioning it. Do a pros and cons list, but just try seeing what it feels like when you actually start thinking of where this next step could take you. Your perception is wonky at the moment. I think we had the Hanged Man over the past couple of weeks as well. You need to shift your perception and actually kick those negative thoughts. If you're having negative thoughts about it, just go some of those may be valid, some of those reasons you don't want to do it may be valid. I'm not going to say they're not. But try and think in the other direction and see what doors this could open up for you. Because even though this may be left of field, this may be another path to where you want to go. Your guides are giving you another direction. It's a bit left of field. It's a bit like, this, I didn't expect this. But it may lead you to the same path that you wanted to go on. So whatever's being presented to you right now, I'll take another look at it. This does feel like, because it's financial material changes, this may be a risk financially even for you. Maybe that's why you're, thinking, don't want to do this. But these financial changes or the material changes, maybe even home, you may have to move for this. I don't know, there's a lot of change around it. And I feel like some of the changes feel like a sacrifice. They feel like I'm going to be less. Almost, it's like we're fighting the ego in that. You may be losing some material things at this time, but know that whatever you're losing, it could even be the thoughts you have in mind, could be the change of perception or the story, that could be what's being let go of. Whatever it is, there is things being let go of here, but know that everything you're letting go, you no longer need. The things that are leaving you, let them lead you. Notice we've got 2 5s here as well. So the 5 energy as well, some people look at it as like a negative number. There's also voices breaking. Like the air cards as well. The air cards are generally, they can be a little bit negative as well. But the 5 speaks to a lot to your mind. It speaks a lot to where your headspace is. Your headspace right now needs to end. The number 9 here, this is ending. You're expecting the worst out of this, you're expecting this, but know that this jump here, you may lose a bit, but whatever you lose and you don't need it anymore. Take this person's hand. Don't fear when you see these things. I feel like there's going to be a lot, it's almost like there's a lot of things leaving you right now. It's even negative energy as well. I can feel it, I can see it almost like leaving my body as well. There will definitely be external changes around you too with this, but know that it's funny because when things break down, they're actually falling into place. This is a quote that I had when I was literally in Australia and I was at the worst point. I'd made this decision. This was when I was making the decision to actually move, which was a great decision, but I was really nervous and scared about it, and I was in the office with my co-worker Dorita, and we had this funny little quote book in there as well that Kalia brought, which would randomly turn a page and that's our inspiration for the day. And when that was happening, and I was feeling so sad, I was feeling like I was breaking down, I feel like I was hitting walls everywhere, and that's why I made this decision, because I was just sick of hitting walls. I just felt completely and utterly low. I could not explain to you how low I felt. And then I told Rita about what I was doing. She was very supportive. And then I just randomly flipped the quote book, and literally that was a quote. It said to me, sometimes when things fall apart, it's actually things falling into place. And I literally started bawling my eyes out when I read it. I'm like, how freaking weird is that? And that's what I want to tell you guys here. If you're starting to panic how much change this is causing around you, because you may have to completely change your routine to cater to this new area that you're going into, know that these changes are actually falling into place. When you start taking these steps, stop looking ahead and trying to predict what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to. Take the steps and see where it leads you. It is a leap of faith, but you do not know where this can go unless you start taking these steps. And when you do, you will start to feel better, because there is no good in staying in your mind trying to predict things. I've done it before myself, because when you're doing that, your your thoughts are going around and around and around in your head, and you're constantly in a loop, and that paralyzes you to make any decisions. Start taking action. Take steps to where this person wants to lead you, and you'll start to notice more things fall into place, and you'll start to see why you need to take these steps and where this is actually heading you. Take the steps, because there is a celebration coming up. I feel like when you really start to actually let go and just follow this new path, you'll start to see the waters actually smooth out after the first initial I know I want to say breakdown, I don't want to say that because I don't want to freak you guys out, but it is going to feel like a bit like a breakdown in this little phase, as all the stuff, like, how do I say it? What you have to shift and change here is going to be a little bit messy in that period there, but once everything starts to clear and you've put everything in place, it'll be smooth and calm waters. You have to readjust your lifestyle for this, because there's a celebration. There's 2 celebration cards here. And guys, there are so many 3s here, I cannot tell you. Whatever this is that you're losing, you're letting go of, whatever is happening for you, it's going to allow you to manifest. There's all these numbers here, with like cards here with 3s. And there is an ending to this situation. When this is happening here, when you're taking these initial steps, it's going to feel a little bit shaky there. Trust that you're on the right path, but it's an ending of this situation. There is a release here. There's a story you've been telling yourselves that's a lie. There's a story you've been telling yourself here that you may have been fighting the story for years that's holding you back here. So when I mean a story, it's like, for example, I'm working through my own story right now, which has been holding me back. And it's, you know, the feeling of I'm never the one that's going to get picked. It's always hard. It's always this. That's a story you're telling yourself. If you go back through your life, you can look at all the situations that are supporting that story. But since you keep telling yourself that story, that's why the situations keep attracting to you, because that is what is playing in the back of your mind. It's in your automatic processes, you know, things like I am never enough, you know, it's all that kind of thing. Self-worth, you know, I've got low self-worth, you know, I'm not smart. All those are stories that create situations around you. So there is a story you're telling yourself here. You have to figure it out what it is specifically for you. But I feel like that story is going to help you release whatever this is. Well, it could be to do with confidence, because the solar plexus has a lot to do with your confidence, but it's a lot to do with your emotions. So whatever the story is, it's going to help release that emotion that's attached to the story, which is then going to allow you to take upon this new path. Changes are going to be had. You're going to have to readjust, but there's a celebration at the end of this, release of the situation, and it could introduce a new love into your life. I believe this is a new era you're actually going to. That's what I believe, but it could be a new love coming into your life in the form of a person. But I feel like it could be, it's a lot more to do with the theme that I'm having here. This guy, this person, this mentor, this new area you're going into, it's meant to be, it's destiny. This is the next step for you. It is a risk. I can feel it right now. This is very risky for you, but this risk is going to pay off. All rejoicing. There's a celebration coming up for you. So I feel like this reading here, I know I say it's for, you know, between 8th of April to the 14th of April, but I feel like this here, because we had this card last week, this is another big phase of our lives that we're going through. It's an ending of a chapter, beginning of a new one. So this could be the theme for you for the next month, is what I'm feeling like. So I feel like all these next tarot readings over April is a really big month, guys. I've been watching a lot of tarot readings online with this, and a lot of it is about your spiritual enlightenment. It's the next phase of your life. It's calling for a lot of strength, but I feel like it's a lot of internal work that changes your external reality. Sorry, it took me really long to say that sentence. But this new phase we're going into, there's a lot of letting go in it. There is a lot of letting go, but we're ready for this. So if you guys want a personal reading, you can DM me on Instagram at tiny.langshaw. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and share my videos around. And I will be getting back onto my dialogues, guys. It's just been hella busy here. This is only my second week in Canada, but I'm going to try and get a few more videos out of that and start doing my yoga videos too, because I found this awesome place near me, Central Park, which has got this beautiful forest in there. There's squirrels and everything. It's so cute. But yeah, so I'll be getting back into those too. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this reading, and I'll see you next week.